Hey everybody, this is Dracula. Coming at you live from the Magic City. Yee-haw! This is the morning show with Drac Solo. If you guys want to help support my channel, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and share my videos on your social media. Sending out the last couple of messages that my show's starting. So Mary Brown and Tay Tay will get, if they don't get their notifications, they'll also get a Facebook reminder. Oh, there's Declan. Let me send him one too. What's this, a commercial? What's the commercial for what? B&H? What is that, electronics store? Cameras. I don't know. There's a camera. People make cameras. So, no Tony today. We don't have Tony, but we have coffee. I was gonna do it's a sort of a Florida man story that I'm looking at today, but not the same as what we usually do. Let me see what else we got here. Oh, Bitcoin. My portfolio's looking a little bit healthier today. Or it was just a few minutes ago. I'm kidding, it looks good. My portfolio, over half of my portfolio is in cryptocurrency. Bitcoin, namely, mostly Bitcoin. I got another 20 bucks in Dogecoin, which usually mimics Bitcoin pretty closely, but take a look here. It seems sometimes on the day-to-day scale it deviates slightly. But if you look at it over the course of a week, it's pretty close to Bitcoin. So that tells me that it's not necessarily, if you look at for the month, Bitcoin for the month versus, oh, is that the month? Oh, that is a little bit different. It looks more similar over here. But let's see, over the last 3 months, Bitcoin and Dogecoin. Ah, that's what it is. Dogecoin came up, and once it's hit its once it got its groove, it started mimicking Bitcoin, and that's been in the last month. That's what you're seeing here. So I switched to a month. You can see right there where the Dogecoin peaked, and then on the decline it started to mimic Bitcoin. Now what that tells me is it's not Dogecoin or Bitcoin that are individually losing value, but the entire cryptocurrency market was taking a dive. When you got two major players in one industry, both doing the same thing almost exactly, that's a good indicator that the market that they're in is in decline. But there's good news. It seems to have stabilized. You can see it right there over the last month, how Dogecoin went up and then it started falling almost exactly like Bitcoin was. So in and of itself, I think Dogecoin's stable and Bitcoin is both also stable, but I think the cryptocurrency market, people in general were starting to lose faith in the cryptocurrency. Most likely because some of the big players in Bitcoin started selling off their Bitcoin, and Bitcoin started to take a dive Well, as Bitcoin does, cryptocurrencies follow, because it's like, look at it. This Dogecoin's 34 cents a share. Bitcoin $40,000 a share. I think Bitcoin is like the market. All the rest are little tagalongs. But anyway, I think the Bitcoin market, because if you look at my portfolio, just sort of going up at a 45-degree angle this morning, and that's not really what I'm looking at. It's this little tail end of Bitcoin right here, how it seems to have stopped the downward trend and it's slowly trending upwards. I think the bubble has burst and it's stabilized. It's gone, you know, a couple of times. It looked like it was hitting the brakes there, and then, but I think the worst is over. But then again, nobody knows what's going to happen. You take my word for it. Don't take my word for it, because I don't know what's going to happen. This is my best guess with what's going to happen. But judging as what's happened over the past week, it looks to me like it's out of the downward spiral and trending back upwards. And so I made a little money. Well, not really, because I haven't sold it yet, but it was up higher. It was higher, and not my entire portfolio is thanks to Bitcoin, because look, Tesla, I made $1.63 off of Tesla. This gold ETF AAAU made 18 cents, and then this real estate ETF made 51 cents. But my Bitcoin, but that's only because I invested $100 in a Bitcoin. You could take that 50 cents I got from the real estate times 5 to get an idea of what it's doing compared to Bitcoin since I bought it. So $250. Still, Bitcoin's doing better. But Tesla, that you'd have to call that $7. So that seems to be doing the best. On my $20, I made $1.61 versus making $4 off of $100. Tesla seems to be doing the best. Even though it was much higher. Let's see, for the week, the weekly trend, it is much higher. That daily thing, it makes you look like it's falling, but if you look at the week, you can see it's still trending upwards. And I bought it back down here somewhere. And when I looked at it first, this is what I saw. Oh, Tesla is going down. What does that mean? That means it's selling at a discount. I got a discount on Tesla when I bought it, and since I bought it, Rocket Man, burning on my fuse up here now. I can't invest in SpaceX, so the next best thing is Tesla. I mean, I guess I could invest in but you can't on the stock market. It's not public. SpaceX isn't public, at least not yet. But then again, if it was public, he couldn't be doing what he's doing. He'd be having all the research and development. That company is like doing a lot of research and development, very publicly and spectacularly, if I might say, SpaceX. But it's not a publicly traded company, so you can't buy it. But if you want a piece of the action with Tesla, he needs electric motors for the Elon Musk needs electric motors for space, the Starship, right? So Tesla, hey, I need electric motors. Hey, I make electric motors. Oh good, I'll give me electric motors. I'll buy me electric motors. So anyway, that's what Bitcoin's doing right now. I'm happy with what I'm seeing from Bitcoin. I'm seeing bulls. I didn't know what it was until, I didn't know what the heck they were talking about. What do you mean bears? Then I started to notice as Bitcoin was going down, looks like bears running down the hill, not doing very well. I don't know, like a bear's like the hindquarters stand up higher than their head, and they're going down. And you can see, I don't know if you can see my cursor. I'll make it bigger so you guys can see what they're talking about when they say bears. Duh, bears. Bears. It's a bear. And he's going whoop, 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 bounding down the hill. And bulls, their heads stand up higher with the horns at the front there, and they're charging up the hill. And so this one here, it's a bull, and then it's a bull. I might be wrong. This might not be what they're talking about, but it's I'm looking at it, and that's what I see. But I'm pretty sure that's what they're talking about. If that is, then I see them, and I'm happy that I see it now. And so basically, it's when you're looking at graphs like this, there seems to be a trend. When it shoots up steeply, it's gonna go down gradually. When it goes up gradually, it's gonna go down steeply. But when it goes up steeply, it's gonna go down gradually more than it went up, and when it goes up gradually, it's going to go down steeply less than it went up. If you're looking at bears and bulls. And what a lot of these people try to do is they think they're in a bull or in a bear, and they'll try to predict it, when to sell and when to buy in the short term over day to day by looking at these bears and bulls. And I don't really see them in the 3-month or 1 year. Yeah, kind of. There's kind of over the course of months, it looks like there's maybe bulls going up. But this was Bitcoin something different. It was oh, you could really see over here at the 3-month how it crashed, and it looks like it's doing better now. It was sick, and now it's getting back up on the little tail end there. You can see it at the 1 month how it's trending upwards. Bitcoin. Who's here? Let me see. Canadian Caribou. Haven't seen you in a minute. How have you been, Canadian Caribou? Oh, Freeze is here. Goody goody. Goodin. I wish somebody could explain to me once and for all what goody goody means. But what I looked up, it seems like it's maybe an innuendo or a euphemism or something. Goody goody. I don't know if it's something video gamers are saying about video games, or if it's like a vibin'. Canadian Caribou is vibin'. That's good. I'm glad that you're vibing this morning. Have you had your coffee? Did they drink coffee in Canada, or like maple syrup or something? I saw that movie where they were chugging maple syrup. Super Troopers. Let me see here. I was just wondering if that's a thing. I need to fix my mic delay. Another news item I wanted to cover. I want to show you a clip here. We'll go back to the main. And it's from the Gut-Filled show on Fox News. It's a segment. He does this segment called Angry White Man. And he just did this. And I don't know if this is a regular thing he does on the show or not. But he did a segment called Angry Black Man. And it was just... one of the regulars on the show in another setting looked like they had just filmed it right before. I'll show you.
So what's the angry black male have to say?
Oh no! It looks like he filmed it from home. And what the topic was is basically Wait a minute. Let me do the thing. People moving from blue states. There's a net exodus going on from blue states. People are moving to from Democrat-run states, living in the city where and I would too, because if you're living in a place where there's constantly people blocking the traffic, burning shit, you know, just showing their ass, and they calling it protesting and saying it's basically bad behavior being protected by the First Amendment for some reason, which is not what the First Amendment's for. It's for peaceable assembly, not for what these people are doing. And then they get arrested, and then their state prosecutors just let them go because they were protesting. They weren't protesting. They were destroying property. They were, you know, they're doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing. It's not a peaceable assembly. It's not protected under the First. But they're just letting them go, and you're seeing that constantly happen. And you know it's just a matter of time before it comes to your suburb or your city, your part of the city, or your township or whatever, and then you're going to be in the same boat those people were in. There's nothing you could do about it. If you try to protect your property, then they come and arrest you. I'm like, all right, it's time to get the fuck out of here. They're coming to Florida. They're going to Texas. They're going to places where where they don't have to go through. They don't have to ask permission from their local government to own a firearm in their home to protect their family. I welcome you. Come to Florida, but just the only thing I ask is that you learn our ways. You don't try to make us be like they were, where you came from. There's a reason you left the place you were at. Hey, if anybody wants to go shooting, I'll take you. I'll show. We'll be fun. You can shoot my guns, and hey, you can have fun, and you can learn what it's all about. Well, I seen that angry white man a few days ago. Yeah, the angry white man. The thing is, they build it up like the angry white man sketch, like he's angry, he's white, he's male, he's an angry white male, and then it shows him. It's just this normal guy like doing his. Let me run back and show you the angry white male skit. Here's him. He's polishing his shoes in his closet, and he's like just this normal guy, just completely normal dude. He could be working in an office or someplace else. His shirts are like I don't know, not an investment banker. But you look around his collar, his jacket, it's a little like worn stuff. It's not like, and his shoes are kind of scuffed. They're not brand new. He's just your average guy who could be working in any job. He could be a manager at a store, or he could be working at a bank. I don't know. That doesn't look like, you know, what you should wear at a bank. Could be a loan officer, I guess. I don't know. But he's just like, he's just saying like normal things and whatnot. And I think that's funny because
I declare my basement my own country.
because they make it the big stink. Oh, white people are angry. They're racist. They're angry. And here's your angry white man. And there he is, shining his shoes. Hey, everybody. Hello, neighbor. We're going to follow Trolley to the magical land of make-believe. Is there a new gun law in Texas? I don't claim to know what's going on in Texas, but like you don't need registration and license. You've never needed registration and license in Texas. In Florida, you don't need either. You don't have to. All right, Florida, you've never had to get a gun license. in the state of Florida. I think Texas is the same. What you have to do in Florida is if you want to conceal carry a weapon, there's a license for conceal carry, and I think they have that in Texas also. But in Texas, I think they've basically made a state law that basically makes it where the state or the municipalities, they can't make a law saying you can't open carry. In other words, there's none of those, hey, no, you can't be walking around with a gun, you know, in some city somewhere. I don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure about Texas, but I know in Florida, you can register your gun, but you don't have to. You don't have to apply for a license from the state of Florida to own a gun. There is a federal, you know, background check and paperwork that you have to do or something, that they're checking to make sure that you're not a criminal or a head case or something, that you're not on file as, hey man, don't sell this guy a gun because he's shot up schools before or something. There was another one, and they were like, let's see what angry white man thinks of police. And then it was just a guy who was gardening. Yeah, probably him. He was just doing regular everyday stuff. Oh, I like cops. All chill and shit. Yeah. Canada is trying to get rid of all our gun. Yeah, I've heard a lot of gun bans. That's what happened in Australia. And the first thing they did was make a national registry. No, we're not going to take your guns. We just want to know who has them. Why? Why do you want to know who has them if you're not going to take them? Guess what? Wait a minute. Come on, move. They took them. We saw what was happening. We saw what was happening in Australia. There was a national gun registry. We were sitting here in Florida like, they're gonna take those people's guns. No, they're just registering. They just want a registry of guns. So they know who has guns. Why? Yeah, just so the government knows, you know, your personal business. Why does the government want to know this? Why do they need to know this? Why do you need to know? Why? They took the guns. Anybody here from Australia? I don't think they've seized guns in Canada yet, but they have a lot of gun laws that we don't have here. Somebody was asking one day, one of my Australian viewers, hey, Australia is great. I love Australia. I've always loved Australia. But he asked, well, what do you got in the US that we don't have in Australia? And everyone's like, pizza. I'm like, pizza? No. Why do you think they don't have pizza in Australia? Because they got like kangaroo pizza. Now it's upside down. They put the pepperonis on the bottom. So it's like, I know something they don't have in Australia. What do they not have in Australia? The Second Amendment. They're like, oh, why'd you have to go there? I thought that was funny. If anybody was there that night, you remember. I know what they don't have in Australia. Oh, so let me get back to the angry black man.
People leaving the blue states, moving to the red states, huh? Yeah, no kidding. Oh yeah, been there, done that. So I guess y'all be my neighbors. Howdy, neighbor.
Howdy, neighbor. Won't you be won't you be? Please, won't you be my neighbor? Hello, neighbor. First thing that happens, we pay property tax here in Florida. You know what the great thing about property tax? If you don't have any property, you pay somebody else's property tax. If you rent, you're paying property tax. People think, no, I'm renting, I don't pay property tax. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're paying property tax. So I know, because I'm a landlord at this point. Yeah. What I do is look at. Of course, I'm not your typical landlord. I'm still charging this really nice lady who has been adamant. She's been on time every month for the past 10 years with her rent money. I have not raised her rent in 10 years, even though the association has gone up. The homeowners association fee has gone up. My insurance has gone up. The taxes have gone up. Everything's gone up, except I haven't raised the rent on her. I am not a good landlord. I cannot bring myself to raise her rent, because I know she's on Social Security and that shit is not going up. I know her Social Security check is not going up. I know hers is not going up because my mom's isn't going up. Everything's going up on me. She does not have any more money than she had 5 years ago. I was charging, so I'm losing money, but I write it off on my taxes. And I have other things. And she's paying my mortgage. She's paying my property tax. She's paying my insurance. She's paying my mortgage. And I'm basically paying the whole homeowners association fee at this point. But so I'm losing money every month. I'm not a good landlord. She's a very good tenant, however. Because when I explained to her, look, I basically laid it all out for her. I showed her my bills. I showed her, look, this is what I'm paying. She goes, that's more than I pay you. I'm like, yeah. I said, but I didn't get into this to make money. I got into it because of the housing bubble. And I was gonna, well, not me, because I didn't want to move. It was my mother-in-law. Ex-mother-in-law? It was my ex-mother-in-law. She was gonna lose a ton of money because her and her husband were going. My ex-father-in-law were going retiring. They retire and move to North Carolina, right? Right at the time they were gonna move, housing market took a big dump, and so we rented our place out, moved in there, started paying their mortgage. Instead of selling the house, they mortgaged it to buy another house in North Carolina. So we were paying their mortgage for them. I couldn't sell my house because we were upside down at that point. We would have made a little bit of money. We would have lost a lot of money though. So we rented it out. That was the whole purpose of it. It was to save our shirts. I forget why I brought this whole thing up. Let's see. There was another guy, and they were like, "Oh, the police. Canada's trying to get rid of our guns." Okay, I did that part. I think it was unfair to take away people's guns. Yeah, they don't want. This is what everybody wants. They don't want people robbing people or killing people. What people don't understand is one of the main things people keeping criminals from robbing and killing is the fact that they could get shot. And by taking the guns away from people, it's like, for safety concerns, we're not going to rob this house. For safety concerns. What do you mean for safety? Well, if we break into somebody's house and just go in there and start taking stuff, there's a chance we're going to get shot. So for safety concerns, we're going to move into some other racket. In New York, I don't know if anybody's seen The Sopranos in New Jersey and New York. Why? How is it that you could just go in the street to some guy and like beat his ass in the middle of the street and nobody does anything? And that guy doesn't, you know, because he's not carrying. The mobsters weren't carrying either. Did they get caught with a, yeah. But your one means of protecting yourself against like a bunch of thugs coming up and just breaking your knees and putting you in the hospital because you didn't pay your money to protect yourself against them. Oh, that's so nice, man. What did I miss? Oh, that I was not a good landlord. Oh, what I was saying was when I showed her all that, I said, because she was wanting me to replace the carpets in the house. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm sorry, I would do it if I could, but I can't. She replaced the carpets after I showed her that, and I found out from the air conditioning guy that she had been paying to keep the air conditioner up. I'm like, this is the best tenant in the world. But I guess to her, I'm the best landlord in the world because I'm still charging her what I was charging her 10 years ago for the rent. Isn't the crime rate better when everyone? Yes, because then everyone, right? Coughs in communism. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take everybody's guns and distribute them evenly. The problem is when you write a law, hey, you guys can't have this gun. Only the people who follow that law are going to not have that gun. Either, this is one of two things going to happen. It's like, okay, this is a Glock 9mm. It's illegal. Some guy's going to be sitting there, some law-abiding citizen's going to sit there and he's going, wait a minute, I got a Glock 9mm. One of two things is going to happen. He's either going to continue to be a law-abiding citizen and turn that gun in, or he's going to cease being a law-abiding citizen and not turn that gun. No, you can't have my gun. You just took somebody who wasn't doing anything wrong and changed the rules on him, and now he's doing something wrong. The guy that already had the gun they made illegal last year, he doesn't care that they made another gun illegal. The guy that's already doing illegal things with those guns, he doesn't care that they made another law. Laws don't keep criminals from having guns. You know what does? Police raids. That, you know, that gangster in New York that knows if he gets caught with one, he's going to jail for 5 years. That's why they beat people with baseball bats instead of shooting people up. That still doesn't stop them from carrying guns, from having them and using them. They just don't use them as often. But they know this. When they come in with a gun, is the music louder than it usually is? Or is it just that song? I don't know if it's me. Are you guys having trouble hearing me over the music? I think it's just that song that's louder than the others. I need to get a better program for controlling the volume. So, but anyway, that was gut-filled. Now the problem is, man, you're living in there's a bunch of shit in my front yard. That could be stuff. That could be actual feces. And you're like, I need to get out of here. There's too much shit in my front yard. I'm moving to Florida. All right. Where do I put all my shit? Oh, I want to move to Florida where there's not so much shit in the front yard. All right, I got a new place in Florida. Where do I put my shit? I'll put it here in the front yard. So that's the problem. That's the problem. That's what I think. So Miami, if it wasn't for the Cubans, Miami would be a much deeper shade of blue. We wouldn't have had Mayor Jimenez for the last 4 years or 8 or however long he's been mayor here. But we just recently, there's a Democrat mayor here in Miami, but it's supposed to be a nonpartisan position. I'm bullshit. Nonpartisan position. Then why do you let Democrats and Republicans run for it if it's supposed to be nonpartisan? Nonpartisan, my ass. You're gonna have somebody in that position. They're gonna be a member of a political party just because you don't put it on the ticket or whatever. We know who they are. We know who they are. And Miami has been consistently voting very, very close. It's been a race, but it's one of the few cities in Florida that's going blue. I'm like, and that's what's happening. People are moving here from other places, changing the demographic. Drew's Green, Cyberpunk. What's going on? Let's see what Bitcoin's doing again. Bitcoin was, well, look at Tesla. Tesla don't move so much. It don't move as fast as Bitcoin. Look at the daily for Bitcoin. It looks like it's going down, but it's still trending upwards. It's down from where it was. We'll see what happens over the next hour or so. But that's it. It's out of the dump. I'm pretty sure it's out of the dump. Hey, you look at this. This is my whole portfolio, and this is Bitcoin. Let's see. One day, look at it. Move Bitcoin over to here so I can see. Look at that. My portfolio is seeing like half of my portfolio is Bitcoin. My whole portfolio looks like Bitcoin. I've got $100 in Bitcoin and another 20 in Dogecoin, and the other 80 are in these other stocks. So my whole portfolio is going up with Bitcoin. It's funny. It looks almost just like Bitcoin. Well, if I scroll this down a little bit, maybe it'll line up better. You guys can see. They do this thing on Robinhood. When you go over to cryptocurrency, it changes. Oh, you're in a new environment here. You're in the dark web. Oh yeah, there was some stories I was looking at. Bizarre things. Okay, I haven't even looked at this one yet. Bizarre things the government actually has the power to do. I have no idea what this is. I don't know if it seems too far left. I'm going to stop. The United States is known as the land of the free, but how free are we really? Here are some strange things the government can legally get away with. It used to be they could tell you who you can marry, whether it was for race or a blood test, a blood type. No, you can't marry this person. They the wrong blood type. You can't marry this person. They the wrong color. Oh, but now you can't. They can't do that anymore. Let's see what they can still do. For sale. Oh, what? Force you to sell your eminent domain. You guys know about eminent domain? I know exactly what they're talking about here. As Americans, we have the inalienable right to enjoy life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness without unreasonable government interference. But that doesn't prevent the powers that be from forcing you to sell your property to the government if they deem it necessary. This principle is known as eminent domain. It derives from the 5th Amendment of the Constitution, the Taking Clause. Find out about these 10 secret U.S. governments This is a problem we had when they were expanding west with the railroad. All right, the government was backing the railroad expansion project, trying to, unite the country, have a railroad that goes completely across, so you can get from New York to San Francisco in 5 days, or however long the train takes. It used to take much longer to get across, so they had the Pony Express. Pony Express only lasted as long as the Transcontinental Railroad project took. Then you could just send letters in the mail on the train. Pony Express went out of business. But progress, my friends. So this is what happened. There's all that land out there, ain't nothing in between. But people owned property all through the Midwest, because during the westward expansion, basically the government was giving away property to state. All you had to do, we're having a race. If you ever saw this movie called Far and Away, it shows how the thing happened. People would go out there and they wanted to settle the West, so people were making their homesteads. They go out there, there were stakes in the ground, and there was a race to go find the one they want. Stake their claim, take the stake. This is my property, I'm here. And then they actually had a race where they fire a gun and people would take off and go to their property. People were shooting each other out there and stuff. But so what you had to do was go out there and live there. That's all you had to do to claim the property. You had to go live it. You had to work the land. You had to start farming, build a house, whatever you had to do to survive out there, but you had to live on it. And so these people went out there and settled, dealing with possibly getting raided by Indians, starving to death, not having enough water, living, running out of supplies. And so people had to go out there and just farm and live and hunt maybe and live out there. So they had been westward expansion, and then when the railroad came through later, these people settled away. Is the movie settled away? Is the movie Far and Away? Far. The movie's called is Irish Immigrants, Far and Away. Far and Away is a movie about an Irish immigrant that came here, tried to make his way in New York, was doing well for a while, then run afoul of violent crime, lost everything, and then decided to head out west. Worked on the railroad for a bit. They head out west, they staked the claim to a place. Well, anyway, when the railroad was going through, they were going around buying up properties, right? Supposedly to build the rail, but they weren't just buying the property they needed to build the rail. They were buying all of the land for several miles around it, which they didn't need to build a rail that's like maybe 10 feet across. They maybe need 20 yards this way and that to build a rail. And if they want to build stations, they need to decide where that is and buy the property enough to build a station. But the railroad company was using eminent domain to buy up all of the land around the rail, not just what they needed to build it, which is, you could do that. You could buy up the property around the rail, but you can't use eminent domain for that because it's not. And then they ran it. They had the Pinkertons out there, which were a private investigation mercenaries, private investigation firm that was out there trying to basically find out who owned the property, where they were, get them to sign the papers sign the papers. Hell on Wheels is an awesome TV series based off the making of the Transcontinental Railroad. Oh, is it? I need to check that one out. I've seen it. But Hell on Wheels. So I'm trying to remember who the James Gang. I believe it was the James Gang, Jesse James. He basically, they came out there and threatened his family. and he had fought in the Civil War, I think. So he was a veteran, and they came out, decided to use eminent domain to steal his homestead, basically. And he decided he didn't like it, so he started robbing banks, because he knew where the railroad was keeping their money. He started stealing their money. He got his gang together and they started robbing banks. It was still the Wild West. The West was still wild. It's literally awesome. So is Hell on Wheels about Jesse James? Let me see here. D-Trix, what's going on? Let's see here. Hell on Wheels. Jesse James? Hell on Wheels. Jesse James was the ultimate outlaw. Hell on Wheels in the American West. That's got to be what it is. Jesse James, Billy the Kid, Wyatt Earp. AMC Cowboys Up with Robert Redford's American West. Okay, that's not the... I don't see anything that's telling me that Hell on Wheels is about the James gang. Hell on Wheels premiered on scenes large-scale action set pieces and lantern-lit images that reminded of the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. I don't know. I'll have to look more into it later. What are you talking about? The Wild West? Yes. We were talking about the expansion of the railroad and eminent domain. Basically right over here, I'm looking at articles. What is... I'm stuck on the first article because the first one was eminent domain. Government action... 14 bizarre things the government actually has the power to do. And this brings us to SpaceX. Although Elon Musk hasn't done this, he very well could. Even though it's a private company, Boca Chica, Texas, there's a small community out there. There are people that own, like, I don't know how many properties it are. It's a small... There ain't much else out there, but because of it, he's got to go through, jump through a whole bunch of hoops to launch his rockets whenever it's time. He's got to inform these people. He's got to shut down roads. He's got to do all this stuff to make sure, you know, he's within the law, having to do with that community that's there within so many miles of and there ain't nothing else out there aside from SpaceX. SpaceX owns everything else. But what these people are doing, they're not going to give up their properties. They've turned them into Airbnbs, and when there's going to be a launch, they get major money for renting their place out for a week. When there's a launch, people go, oh, we want to go see a launch, and they get, oh, look, there's an Airbnb. We can see it right from the landing on the house. We can like sit here and watch the launch. How much is it? It's like $5,000 a day. Well, let's do it. We'll all put in our money and go stay at an Airbnb. Does that mean you're gonna play Red Dead Redemption today? I always play Redemption, but I usually do it around like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Yeah. But I may play some Trove today if you want to play some Trove. Nothing's come in yet, so I'm just sitting here. I got parts that I've ordered that ain't gonna be here till next week or maybe Friday. And no calls have come in, so I'm just waiting. I'm just sitting here trying to find something to do. I got a video to edit. So, here's the thing. Elon Musk is so public, and SpaceX is so public. Although he could use eminent domain to buy up those properties, they could make it happen. They could make it happen, but it would look really, really, really bad for SpaceX and for Elon Musk if he did that. So he doesn't. But that eminent domain clause in the Fifth Amendment there, the taking clause, that still exists today. And like sometimes cities or states are building an overpass or something, a road, and they'll buy up properties. And a lot of times they're in bad Dietrich's parts for your computer. What? What are we talking about? I don't know what Dietrich's is talking about now. Parts for my computer. Let's go on to the next one. We the people amend the Constitution. Well, yeah. Well, this is like kindergarten stuff here. Yeah, there was the Bill of Rights, and then every other amendment on the Constitution is an amendment. Prohibition, the repeal of prohibition, women's suffrage, the glass of wine you enjoy with supper. It was illegal between 1920 and 1933 when prohibition was in effect, thanks to the 18th Amendment of the Constitution. The 21st Amendment repealed prohibition. The 19th. And here's the thing. The 19th is women's suffrage, right? '19th Amendment. The right of citizens in the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any other state on account of sex. You've got to be a virgin. Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. So, the 18th Amendment was prohibition, and then the 19th was women's suffrage. I don't remember what 20 was, but 21st was repeal of prohibition. It has something to do with women voting now, because they couldn't vote when the prohibition, but they were able to vote during the repeal of prohibition. Maybe they were tired of not having their wine. Amending the Constitution isn't easy. It requires 2/3 vote both in the House and the Senate, but it can and has been done. When was the last amendment? I can't imagine it was anytime soon, recently, because the 28th get big money out. The 28th Amendment. Imagine a government run. No, this is. No, that didn't sound right. The 27th Amendment. Okay, I see what they're doing there. They're wanting that to be the 28th. The 27th Amendment to the United States require that any change to rate of compensation for members of the U.S. Congress take effect only after the subsequent election in the House of Representatives. Ah, okay, so if they give themselves a raise, they don't get it right away. It's funny that we had to make an amendment for that, and that it passed. You had to get 2/3 majority to pass that. That was 1992. So that was almost 30 years ago. The last constitutional amendment. I don't think there's any way they could pass a constitutional amendment, not the way Congress is divided. Oh! 2/3 majority. But anyway, that's that. What do I say? You said you have parts that you ordered. Oh no, not for my computer. for my business. I have a repair company. I do espresso machines and coffee brewers. Yeah, I ordered a bunch of parts. I got like 3 or 4 jobs holding them parts. People had called me and they said, I got an espresso machine out in the shop that blew a gasket. I'm like, I don't have this gasket. I'm waiting for that gasket to come in, and a pressure stat and a safety switch. As soon as I got them, turn that machine around, put it back in. That's going to be next week though. And I got a guy that wants preventive maintenance done on his frozen drink machine, so that's 2. And then a third one, I've got some capacitors coming in for some frozen drink machines down in the Keys. That's 3. I think that's at 3. There may be one that I forgot about, but yeah, I got parts pending. And these guys pay pretty quickly. Well, 2 of them do. 2 of them like write a check. Like I'm there, they write me a check right there. And yeah, the one down in the Keys, I just some capacitors. I said, because it's like a motor that turns an auger in those slushy machines, and it stopped. I'm like, I saw it stop, and he reached in with a knife and like pushed it, and it started turning again. That's your capacitors. That's your start capacitors on your motors. So you need new start capacitor. I said, you want me to do them all? Yeah, get it and just do them all. And I saw it's 14 capacitors. All his machines, and they take like maybe 5 minutes a piece to change his capacitors. And so I just go out there and on 7 machines change all the capacitors, and it'd be like 2 hours work, and then the price of the capacitors, 14 capacitors at like $15 a piece. And yep, so but that just waiting on parts. Didn't know there was a business for that, for repairing beverage equipment. Yeah, that's what I do for a living. I do espresso machines, coffee brewers, iced tea, powdered and liquid product dispensers. If you go into a Dunkin' Donuts and look at all the machines they have down the assembly line, I do pretty much all of those, unless the machine's like proprietary and doesn't, basically I haven't gotten in with the manufacturer yet on hey, can I get a discount on parts? Can I get your manuals? Some of them are like real secretive about that stuff and don't want to let me get. Although when I got in with Grindmaster Cecilware, I did discover that Electrolux is this parent corporation that has several of those name brands under it, so I could probably expand into those if I wanted to. I'm just not getting a whole lot of call for them. Yeah, it's yeah, I run a repair company here, and most of my work is espresso machines, but during the summer I get a lot more slushy machine calls. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Oh, my portfolio's going down a little bit, but it seems to be coming back up. So Bitcoin, it looks like it took a dip right there, but that's what it does. It gallops uphill. It's been, if some of you that are just tuning in, you haven't seen this, this was about, oh, this was in May. In May, there was a big sell-off, and that caused a cascade effect, and I think either people were selling their Dogecoin also, or let's see, that's 1 month, but Dogecoin was falling also, so, but they both seem to be recovering now. But I think the whole cryptocurrency market was losing people were losing confidence in it, I think, and everybody was selling. That's what was happening there. But it's the downward trend seems to have stopped, and it's going back up now. And I've got $100 in Bitcoin, and I'm thinking it's gonna go up. So if anybody's been thinking about getting into Bitcoin, now's the time. It's selling at a discount. You can see the discount here. It was up here. You can look back to see how it took off. It's been around for a while, but it was at like 9,000 or whatever, and then up to 11, and then it really started to take off, and it went up to like, 62,000 a share. People got rich, and then they said, like, I'm gonna cash out. I'm gonna cash out my chips, and so there was a big decline there over the course of a couple of weeks, from May 12th and to middle of May, and then toward the end of May, it seems to have stabilized and it's trending back upwards now. You can see that here. It looks like it's tapered off and started to recover. Alright, so back to the article. Where is the article? Amend the Constitution. Alright, that one's boring. Everybody learned that in high school, I think. Take your things without compensation. What is this called? I don't know. Let me see. I know what this is called. It's gonna say right here. Civil asset forfeiture. Okay. Yeah, I know about this one also. If civil asset forfeiture, and I think it has something to do with drug laws. Let's see. But basically just take your property. Civil asset forfeiture laws allow the police to seize your personal property and never give it back. They just have to have reason to believe it was involved in the commission of a crime, even if the person wasn't convicted. In 2013, police in Indiana, took a man's $41,000 Land Rover after he pleaded guilty for less than $400 worth of drugs. However, whether this is justified is in question at the moment now that the U.S. Supreme Court agreed to review the case. Read about some... See, yeah, and the problem with civil asset forfeiture is the abuse of the law. Basically the fact that they can take it before you're convicted. They can take it and auction it off before you're even convicted of the crime, which is fucked up. They got to keep that shit in the impound. And if you're acquitted, they need to give that shit back to you. The reason they're able to seize it is because while you're, awaiting trial, there's nothing to stop you from selling off your assets or signing it over to somebody else. So, but yeah, civil asset forfeiture is a touchy subject. Because in order to arrest you, all they need's the probable cause. They can get a warrant. You don't have the messed up fact is that you don't have to be convicted before they can seize your assets. That's the fucked up part. Seize your assets without even a conviction, and then once they get the conviction, nobody makes them give your shit back. I mean, once they if you're acquitted, they're not giving the stuff back. It's already been seized and sold. Yeah, that's messed up. Didn't know that. Some fast food restaurants hire you to fix stuff. Yes. Yeah, they don't hire me. They're my customer. I don't work for them. They say, hey, this thing is broken. Like, say your air conditioner at your house was broken, you call the AC repairman to fix your air conditioner. Their refrigerator is broken, you call your bicycle's broken, you call bicycle repairman. If their coffee machine is broken, they call the coffee machine repairman. I fix their coffee machine. That's that's how it works. But I guess they call that hiring. Oh, I hire a maintenance man. But it's not like they hire me. I'm getting a job that I got to interview for. They call me. I go fix it. I write them a bill. They pay it. Hopefully. Search your trash. Oh, I know this. Yeah, police dig through trash all the time. Law enforcement is permitted to search your trash even before it gets taken by sanitation workers to the dump. According to attorney Randolph Rice, 1988 case, the Supreme Court decided that the garbage placed by the curb isn't covered under the Fourth Amendment protection from because he was throwing it out. It's not your property anymore once you animals, kids, and snoops can easily sift through your trash, the judges concluded, so it's unreasonable to require the police to get a search warrant to go through your trash. I found hypodermic needles. Pardon felons. Oh yeah, you guys have heard about a pardon. Politicians do it all the time. If a politician that was in office before, it's tradition that the politician coming in that's now voted into that office pardon the politician that was in that office before. There's also, yeah, other things. There's all sorts. A person convicted of a crime before a jury of 12 peers, which has heard all the facts. A judge who knows the applicable law has sentenced the person. The law has been applied and the people have spoken. The president says, yeah, nope, and the person gets off scot-free. Not just the president, the governor could do that as well. If it's a state law that was broken, and they were convicted of breaking a state law, and the governor can pardon. They can also commute sentences or change sentences. Like somebody's, I think they can change a death sentence to a life sentence. Not 100% sure on that, but the governor can pardon. And it's like you hear death row pardons. Stop you from starting your car. What? Stop you from starting your car. If you've been convicted of a DUI, you could be required to install in your car a device that tests your blood alcohol. Well, this is technology. Before you can start your engine, when you want to drive, you first have to blow into the device. If you're over the state's legal limit, the ignition won't start. If you dare, learn about how the government really spends your tax dollars. This is one I didn't know about. I didn't know that the government could put this device on your car. I thought they'd just take away your driver's license. So, but I guess if you work at a job, you're going to lose your job if you can't drive, which is like Florida. Even in the city, a lot of employers don't consider public transportation reliable under their, you must have reliable transportation. So you could lose your job if you don't have a driver's license. But I don't think in Florida, I don't think they care. I think if you get a DUI, they just, no, you drive. But there's some states somewhere that they'll put this breathalyzer machine in your car, I guess. Yes, I do know that driving is a privilege, not a right. But that's only because we allowed it to be a privilege. You guys, some of you understand, the Constitution doesn't grant rights, it protects them. The only reason driving is not a right is because we allowed it to be taken away. It's not something we were born with, because we weren't born with a car, but we were born with hands and feet, you know. The only reason you can't drive a car is because somebody told you couldn't. Somebody in power decided, hey, you can't drive that. Before they told you couldn't drive it, you had the right to drive it. You don't got a right to kill people, run people down with it, and then we run into the conflict. You got, that guy's dangerous, and he's driving it around people. He's going to hurt them. So then the state has to step in and take away rights. But that whole, it's privilege, I never bought that privilege. But it's considered a privilege as far as the law is concerned. They grant you the ability to operate a motor vehicle. What's this next one here? Take away your right to vote. Oh yeah, I knew that. This is not. Yeah, everybody knows felons aren't allowed to vote. You broke the contract. You broke the social contract, so you're out. It's basically, hey, respect others and their property and their right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And by breaking laws, you're basically disrespecting other people's rights. So why should they respect your right and let you tell them what to do when you can't follow the rules yourself? So you lose your right to vote. Maybe there's somebody out there that doesn't know that. Blast from the past 80s. This is the cast of Family Ties. Is this going into another article? Oh, the government can read your emails. Well, durr. Hillary Clinton. Keep you from finding out the truth. Yeah, I do know this also, and I'll go a step further. There ain't no law saying that the police can't lie to you. They can, to get you to sign a confession or this or that or the other, they say, hey, we'll make it do. We can't help you if you don't plead. If you plead, we'll help you any way we can. We'll make sure you get 2 slices of bologna on your sandwich in prison. Make it very hard for you to go out of business. Oh yeah, this is probably government subsidies. Every state has at least one crazy law that you can't even believe is on the books, and that's because the Constitution grants state power to make laws as they see fit. Doesn't violate the Constitution, provided that law doesn't violate the Constitution. That's why Milwaukee, Wisconsin can make it expensive and complicated to go out of business. Oh, this isn't subsidies. This is, you have to purchase a pricey license, submit a huge pile of paperwork, plus pay a fee. So far, Milwaukee's law is still considered constitutional. Don't miss the other 50 dumbest laws in the state. I'd just be like, I ain't going to work. You can't make me. You're still in business. You got to pay your tax, your business license. Like, well, if I don't pay my business license, what are you gonna do? Put me out of business? Give visiting rights to grandparents. What? Illinois. Well, why would this be an issue? I don't know. Maybe some people got some shitty families and the divorce cases and whatnot. Family law. There's something even stranger about this law. It's almost unenforceable because the parents can still say no. But if the grandparent has a good relationship with the child for at least a year before the parent cut ties, grandparent can file to overturn the parent's wishes. Did you know about these ways the government could be spying on you? Jail a parent if a kid misses school. I knew about this too. I don't think it would fly in a lot of places. What? Maryland, of course. The state has the power to put parents in jail if their child misses school, according to Rice. It's known as the truancy law of Maryland. The guardian can't be blamed if a hooky-playing teen, 16 or older, but it sure puts extra pressure on kids to go to class. Check out so I guess if they're 15 or younger, you could they could put the kids' parents in jail if they're cutting school. Pressure your state to change its laws. The government can pressure you. Oh, I know, by withholding funding. Despite the state's right, the federal government can pressure states into changing their laws. They can do this by enacting federal laws that supersede local statutes and punish states for not complying. For example, 1984, Congress passed a law, the National Minimum Drinking Age Act, that requires states to set the legal drinking age to 21 or older. Otherwise, the states would lose 10% of their federal highway funding. Still, some states allow under 21s to drink under certain circumstances, such as with parents' permission. How about this? How about your state maintain its own damn roads like we do here in Florida? How did we do it? We charge you $0.25 to drive on them. It's much more than $0.25 now, but it started out as $0.25. Basically, the Florida Turnpike, but locals weren't taking the Florida Turnpike at the time. They're going here and there, and they didn't even have those, you know, those arms that come down at first. It was the honor system. People were running that shit all the time. As soon as they put the arm that comes down, you pay it and then it opens. People were like, I gotta make sure I got $0.25 before I get on the turnpike. People used to run that all the time. They just come up and just ride on through. So now we have the Sun Pass, which is a electronic transponder, and I got it stuck to my windshield up there by my mirror, and it just goes beep. They look at the plate anyway now. They told by plate. The cameras, they look at the plate, and the plate's on file with the state, and it bills you by your plate. But if you have a Sun Pass account and the transponder for some reason doesn't work, it takes that plate information, it's linked to your transponder, and it goes, oh, this guy's transponder just didn't work, we'll bill it to his Sun Pass account, and you get a discount on the tax. So what ends up happening there is that people that come from out of state pay more than locals who have the Sun Pass. We get a discount on the tax. I use the turnpike system all of the time because of my job. So all that money I get to write off in tax anyway, on my corporate taxes. So basically, like if I make $100 one day, I spend $14 in tolls. I say call it 15. Then I only made $85 that day. And then that's on top of the mileage, the 58 cents a mile that I get to claim, and I just keep track of my mileage that way. So if I drove 100 miles to make that $100, 58 cents at 58 cents a mile, that's 58 cents, $5. No, wait, I'm doing math in my head now.
I'm a doctor, not a pool man.
58 cents a mile. Yeah, let me get my calculator. I can't do math this morning. 0.58 times 100. $58. And plus that $15 I paid in tolls, 73. I didn't make a lot of money that day, which is why I charge by the hour for travel. So 100 miles, that would be at least 2 hours travel, so I wouldn't charge $100. I'd charge $125 minus what did I say it was? 58 minus 58 minus 15, so I made $52. It happens sometimes where I gotta go up, I gotta drive 100 miles to get a thing done. Oh, I got 50 miles. I gotta go 50 miles to do the job, and then 50 miles back home. $15 worth of tolls. I need to raise my rate. Kitty? Kitty. Where do I see Kitty? Hello, Kitty? Who are you guys talking to? Miss Schrombach, is Cold Kitty here? Mary Brown, Drew's Green. Or are we talking about Mary's cats? Bit late, so wasn't sure if you were with the kittens. Okay, yep, they're right here. One is lying next to me watching Drac. It's so cute. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty. Wait, let me make this bigger. Kitty, kitty, kitty. My kittens. Kitty is watching you. Let me do something. You're put something up that your cat might like. Dog's getting in trouble.
Now, we gotta go look at the suspects. Suspect number 1.
Did that dog eat the cat treats? Is that the dog that ate the cat treats? I don't think that dog ate. That dog doesn't even know what's going on. I don't know. That dog is guilty. That dog looks guilty. That dog ate the cat treats. Oh no, I ate the cat treats. Did you eat the cat treats? Did you eat the cat treats? Let's fast forward to here. I know I didn't eat any cat treats. I didn't eat any cat treats. Anyway, let's get back to the thing. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing today. It'll be good. It'll be alright. Bitcoin's gonna do fine today. Look what it's done already. Let's get back to my article. Pressure the state to change its laws. So, what am I missing here? Ghost Malone? What did you do? Ghost Malone! Kitty is watching you. He looks guilty as charged. So, here's the thing. Florida, alright, so there's states that are in the negative that need federal funding. And then there's states that don't. There's basically... There's states that are paying to be part of the union. And then there's states that are benefiting from it. If yours is one of the states that can't maintain its road without federal funding, the state can put pressure, the federal government can put pressure on that state to change its laws. Florida's doing alright. There's so much money flying through here. That's what happens when you're surrounded almost completely by water. We got the Gulf, we got the Atlantic, we've got the Caribbean, we have the Florida Keys, we have square groupers, we have plenty of access also to neighboring states. This is a very unique situation we have here. We have some of the largest seaports and airports and spaceports in the United States. In fact, I think we have the original spaceport. The only one that's actually we have the only operational spaceport that I know of. Launches, all the launches you see happening of Starlink, they're all happening here at the Space Coast. Let me see. Operational space ports in the world. Around the world in 7 spaceports. Let me see what this article says. Spaceports of the world, aerospace security. in Houston, Texas. I don't think they may do launches from there. I don't think they do. That's where Mission Control is. NASA Mission Control. But this article claims there's 7 spaceports. Let me pull this one over here where you guys can see it. What's this? Vandenberg Air Force Base. Oh, that's a government. That's not a. That's a. All right, so here, Cape Canaveral, and what is this? Wallops Flight Facility. Operator NASA, Virginia Space, United States. Launches. From 1957 to 2020. What? What are they launching up in Virginia? All right, it's the first I heard. What do we got down here? Guyana Space Center. Europe and France are launching from South America. Here's the other biggest one. Baikonur Cosmodrome, Russian Aerospace Forces. Roscosmos, Russia. This is where the Russians launch. That's where the Russians launch. Make this a bit bigger so you guys can see. Right over here, this is where China's launching. And this is Russia. What's this one up here? There's another Russian spaceport. India. China. What's this over here? Japanese. This is the Japanese spaceport. Yoshinori Space Center, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, Japan. Which is, I mean, yeah. And then it looks like Korea, South Korea has one. North Korea has a spaceport. What's this? Another Russian spaceport. So China, Russia, they got tons of spaceports over there. It looks like we got 3 of them in the United States. NASA has 2. Wait, whoa. U.S. Air Force / NASA. NASA / Virginia Space, United States. So the Air Force, and this is the big one though. And this one over here is the Air Force only. From 1957 to 2020, there's been 904 launches from Cape Canaveral. 39 from Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia. 620. That's where the government's doing all that. What's this one up in Alaska? Pacific Spaceport, Alaska Aerospace Corporation, United States. I didn't even know about that one. So we got 4 spaceports in the United States. The biggest one is right here in Florida. Right, Cape Canaveral. 904 launches since 1957. How many did the Russians do? 1,417. Wow, the Russians launch a lot of rockets. How many of them made it to space, though, I wonder? 9 launches from, who is this? Israel? Who is this? Africa? Hamagwir? Inter-Army Special Weapons Test Center, France. So France is launching out of Africa and South America and the EU. Who's this? Broglio Space Center. So anyway, Florida's doing okay. Florida has the largest spaceport in the United States. Even if you count the others all put together, as far as launches go, this is where SpaceX is launching from, and this is where we're going. This is where we're going to be launching from to go to Mars. Of course, they don't have Boca Chica, Texas on here yet. Those are all test flights. Those aren't official launches. They're testing prototypes in Boca Chica, Texas. But SpaceX is launching. Let's see, U.S. Air Force, NASA. It doesn't say SpaceX here though, but I know that's where they're launching from Kennedy Space Center, Cape Canaveral. This thing's not up to date. Let's see, active, inactive, orbital human launch. Ah, look, the circle around it means they're launching people into space. This one, the dark circle, means it's inactive. And the Russians obviously launch people, and we launch people. So we have one of the few. We have one of the few spaceports that's actually launched human beings into space. Right here in Florida. So we're basically the federal government is paying us for access to space. I wish we were like the Indian reservations where they pay all Florida citizens a stipend for letting them use our state to launch rockets. Bitcoin, it's trending down. I'm still holding though. I'm still holding because yeah, that bull didn't go up as high as the last one, but I think it's stabilizing. I think it's only going to go up from here. Well, we'll see. I could be wrong, but then if I am wrong, I only put $100 into Bitcoin. Pressure your state to change its laws. What else do we got here? So, in other words, if your state is self-sufficient, the government threatening to cut funding is like a toothless tiger. All it can do is roar, make noise, and try to scare you. It doesn't have any teeth. The fog rolls in. Oh, we're doing a heist. Me and Sadie made it back. Any news on that rocket falling back to Earth? What rocket? What rocket are we talking about?
Hagrid, you fat bearded twat! I'm not a fucking wizard!
Rocket falling from space. China's huge rocket that fell from space highlights debris risk. That was May 10th, 2021. It was a Chinese rocket. Was it a controlled re-entry, or was it China's huge rocket that fell from space highlights debris risk of uncontrolled re-entries? Okay, it was an uncontrolled re-entry. Late Saturday, May 8th, new administrator condemned the country's use of launch technology that makes uncontrolled re-entries from orbit. The rocket body that captured headlines around the world for more than a week was used during April 28 launch of Tianhe, the core module of a new space station China.
Not what your mother said, Alex.
Constructing in orbit. OG Chicha, what's going on? The launch was only the second for the nation's new Long March B5. What is this? No. The vehicle's first launch also resulted in uncontrolled re-entry, this time raining pieces down on inhabited villages in Côte d'Ivoire. According to reports at the time, luckily no casualties. Côte d'Ivoire. The first rocket launched lofted an uncrewed test flight of the vehicle that astronauts will ride into orbit in conjunction with the new space station's construction. China plans two more long March, B5 launches in 2022 for experiment modules to join Tianhe, according to Space News. Crew cargo launches also associated with the station appear poised to use their rockets. So, alright, so uncontrolled re-entry. Let's see, this video of a launch. This isn't video of the uncontrolled re-entry. So, yeah, I don't know about that. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson, just days into his leadership of the agency, released a statement. Chinese launch core stage re-entered the atmosphere at 10 p.m. and fell into the Indian Ocean north of Maldives. Spacefaring nations must minimize the risk to people and property on Earth of re-entries of space objects and maximize transparency. Yeah, look, you'd be lucky to get that from China. Transparency. We wrap in aluminum. Nelson said is a statement posted on NASA website. It's clear that China is failing to meet responsible standards regarding their space debris. The China manned engineer, they can't even tell us how many people died from COVID. You think they're going to tell us what they're doing in their top secret government launch vehicles?
Hydrate.
Good idea, Boca Chica. Chinese officials said earlier this week the risk posed to Earth's population by the 23-ton, 21 metric ton core stage was low. What does low mean in Chinese? Let me see. Mandarin. Google Translate. Translate Mandarin to English. No. Damn it. Why would you do that? Oh, let me just type it. Mandarin. Oh, let me just put Chinese. Chinese simplified. We'll call it Chinese simplified to English. Okay. Low. No, I'm not trying to translate gi. I'm trying to translate the word go. Low. Low. Why does it keep changing the word that I'm putting in? This is... I know there's a word. No. So, yeah, this isn't doing it right. Verb, translation, argue, debate. What is that? Translate Mandarin to English. Why is it giving me the pronunciation, I guess? Why is it translating it to Japanese? Oh my god, Google Translate is fucked. English. There. It means slightly. But that's not... Okay. Do you telling me that the word low in Chinese actually means low? I don't think Google Translate knows what I'm. Maybe I just made up a word that doesn't exist in Chinese. All right, so I'll try to wring some information out of Google Translate later. As of early Monday, the White House has not released a statement about the Chinese incident, although earlier this week it was closely monitoring what would happen and encouraged China to follow international standards in space debris. Yes, Liz, just what I gotta need, what you need for a controlled re-entry. It sounds like it went into the ocean. Was, I guess, their version of what is NASA's version of controlled re-entry. I don't know what it was about the re-entry that crashed into the ocean. That was it that they didn't tell anybody they were doing it? In space debris, U.S. Space Command's first statement about the core stage fall noted the entity does not conduct direct notification. The entity, okay, so the Chinese Space Administration doesn't tell other individual governments that they just fire in the hole. Okay, let me get back to where were we? Had we finished with the there was this, let me get rid of that. Had we finished with the article of the, I was looking at the spaceports. This was the Chinese space program. Pressure your state to change its laws. Let me see where you guys are at. It's so pretty, Ghost. I bought myself a bonsai tree today. I feel like Mr. Miyagi now. Can you catch a fly with chopsticks? Dave's not here. Drew's Green needs a bonsai tree. So, a tribute to Mr. Miyagi to the late Pat Morita. Let me find this. Mr. Miyagi was if anybody saw Karate Kid, he was the sensei who took on Daniel LaRusso as his student. Mr. Here we go. I'll play a clip for you. Bring this over here. Mr. Miyagi. I'll turn off the music for a second so you guys can get the full effect. There it goes. Come on, Mr. Miyagi, you can do it. You can do it, Mr. Miyagi. Holy shit. All right. We'll go back to
my life is so filled with twists.
You guys remember that? See, that was like the third Karate, or the second Karate Kid movie. he had been trying through the first and second, or through the first movie when Daniel met him, and then Daniel whoop, caught the fly. Beginner's luck. All right, so back to the article I was looking at. I'm probably going to get a copyright flag for that. Show Mr. Miyagi. Read this before you renew Amazon Prime again. Shut the country down. That's not... Shut the country down. That's bullshit. That Ghost Malone. That movie was awesome and still stands the test of time today. Yep. It had all the elements of a good movie. Even according to today's standards. It was the first movie where the rich white kids were the bad guys. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. Shut the country down. The government can't pass a budget. It will shut down. And a lot of things we take for granted simply stop in their tracks. Now here's this. Ha! This is what's messed up. National parks and monuments and museums, including the Smithsonian Museum, closed. If you're waiting on a... During the Obama administration, there was a government shutdown. And government monuments closed. So... they had to spend more money to close those monuments than they did to keep them open. They had to put up barricades and hire security to keep people out. Oh, is it making out? It's not government shutdown. They dip into emergency funds to spend more money to keep people out of the parks and monuments. That's bullshit. I put up all these barricades. These people, they had to pull people in and have them come in. When the government shuts down, just go home. There ain't no reason to put up barricades. Just go home. If people go in and they're trespassing, there ain't no cop standing on the corner, because that would be government work. So I was forking around at work. That wasn't half the posse. Well, I am the only one that died. You number. You pound. Redeem Ford.
Get off my plane. Get off my plane.
Lauren Kahn. Okay, this is the author of the... Oh, my buffaloes are coming. I got I've ordered a total of 5 buffaloes, and what is that? A certified buffalo? PF 70. A $1 silver American buffalo. Oh, this is actually... Oh, that's a 2001. Oh, this is interesting. This right here. Let me see if it pops up so you can see it better, or if it opens up a trading company or something. Anyway, that buffalo dollar. That's really interesting that should pop up. They printed it for 1 year only. How much are they worth? Let me go up. Okay, in 2001, the U.S. Mint made a. I said clearly that's not a buffalo. That's an Indian. The backside has a buffalo on it, so they call it a buffalo dollar. It's a silver dollar with an Indian head on one side, a buffalo on the other. 2001, $1 coin. They only minted it for 1 year. That I know of. Drac, you sounded just like the dude in that alert. I wonder how that is. I need to find out who that is, man. Who does these alerts? So the that buffalo that let me go to the Gold Bureau and look and see how much that buffalo is worth. US goldbureau.com. Silver American buffalo coins. If you look under coins, and let me swing this over here so you guys can see. Rounds are not dollars. Rounds are not coins. Here we go. Here it is. Oh my goodness. $1,125. This dollar is the holy grail of buffaloes. 2001 $1 silver American buffalo, PF 70. It's proof, so it's got this shiny finish. It's certified. They look at this rim on here, make sure it's uniform all the way around. It's not offset even slightly. There's no imperfections in any of the stamping or whatever. There's the buffalo on the back. I told you there was a buffalo. It says $1. That coin is selling on this site right now for $1,125 by e-check. They charge a little bit more if you use a credit card or PayPal. $1,125. They only minted it for 1 year. In 2001. This coin is so popular, it has become what they call a round. So if I go here, American Buffaloes, you notice when we're looking at it, this proof certified coin here for $1,125 is the only American buffalo I want to say in circulation, but it's not. They're all proof certified in that thing. There may be some circulated, but this one is proof and certified PF 70. Perfect. It's so popular that they have made replicas called rounds. They're called rounds and not coins because they are they're not dollars. They're just 1 ounce of silver. In the case of this one, it's 1 ounce of silver stamped to look like this coin. They come in 1 ounce, a half an ounce, a quarter ounce, a tenth of an ounce. You can get a tenth of an ounce silver coin for $6.04. $32.34 for the 1 ounce coin. $32.94 for this one. It's stackable. You notice around the edges it looks like a poker chip. It's so you can stack the coins together in a neat stack. I didn't get those. I got the regular ones. I didn't get the stackable ones. Because although this is very convenient, I don't like the way it looks. It looks like a poker chip. It looks like, I don't know. Maybe I'll get some of those later. But what I got were the... I didn't ask for the stackable ones. I don't think I got... but I ordered... Oji Chicha. I ordered this one. I've got 5 of them coming. And that's what I got. 1 ounce of silver. The half ounce one looks a little bit different. I think it may be smaller. Yeah, because it's got to be smaller because it's pure silver. It's maybe the size of a quarter, and then the next one's the size of a nickel or a dime or something. I don't know. But yeah, they're shipping to me, and I have them here. But these are called rounds. They're replicas. You notice it doesn't say $1 on it. It says 999 fine silver, 1 troy ounce. So it's just an ounce of silver stamped with that popular buffalo head on it. So it's a replica of money, but not real money. But it's still worth more than $1 anyway. But the one that's actually $1 is worth $1,000. I have one American Eagle in my collection already that I have here, and I've gotten into silver coins and rounds. All right, looks like Bitcoin's going back down now. How long have I been going today? Almost 2-hour morning show. It's gone. The morning show's gone well into the afternoon. Weirdest, wildest political moments of 2020? I don't know. Amy Cooper was fired for calling 911 on a black bird watcher. Now he was harassing her. He was giving her dog treats, trying to get her dog because she didn't have it on a leash. So they were both in the wrong. She called the cops and he put a viral video up and ruined her life. Shouldn't have been messing with her. She should have had the dog on a leash. All sorts of shoulda. Should have never been news. It was bullshit. Best, most emotional and weirdest moments of Friends reunion. 7 questions about New York investigations of Trump. New York's investigation of Trump. UNC's tenure controversy over Nicole Hannah Jones. I don't even know what this is. Conundrum over cancel culture. Oh. Jones points to the rights conundrum over cancel culture. UNC's tenure controversy over Nicole Hannah Jones points to the rights conundrum over cancel culture. I'll read that later. I trapped all the things Apple won't let you do on your iPhone. I don't do Apple. I haven't for years. Once I realized Apple was trying to manipulate their customers, I basically...
Double take.
I basically, I looked into Apple, and the iMac... Is it the iMac? Alright, so there was an Apple computer. Let's just say, I'm not going to say which one it was, but there was an Apple computer, and the IBM compatible, what they used to call the IBM clones, IBM compatibles, IBM clones. If you go onto their motherboard, the processor was removable. There was clips, you take it off. You want to upgrade your processor, you buy a new processor, you snap it in. You have just increased your calculating capacity. I inquired about Apple computers and that particular run of Apple computers at the time, and they said we do not support processor upgrades. I mean, what do you mean support? It means you can't do it? You don't sell them? You don't what? They wouldn't talk about it. You have to buy a new machine if you want to upgrade. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I never looked back. I went with IBM compatibles. I went with a PC. I can navigate the Apple's, operating system. It's different. It's not what I'm used to. I can figure it out if I sit down in front of there and work on it for a bit. But I much prefer to build my own machine. I got an Asus motherboard. I got the processor I wanted. I got all of the different components that I wanted. If I want to upgrade, I can get a new processor. I can put it into this board. I can get rid of my rotating hard drives, and I can put in solid state hard drives. I can upgrade the RAM. I put in a graphics card. I replaced a couple of times my power supply. I can upgrade the machine if I want to. The Apple's like, nah, you gotta buy a new machine. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Oh, Apple iPod came out, and you could have all of your music right here in your pocket. And then, okay, what is time? You can buy music from the Apple Store. Okay, now it's time to upgrade. I don't think I want to go with Apple anymore. I think I want to get an MP4 player. So I would like please to transfer all of my music to my MP4 player that I bought on the Apple Store. Sorry, it's not compatible. What do you mean? It's like, no, you can't transfer all those things. You can transfer them to a new Apple but I paid for the music. If I had bought CDs, I could rip them and play them on my new device. I could, have MP4s. It says, no, you have to stay with Apple. I'm like, no. You have to pay, a third more for the new Apple device instead of saving money by purchasing an Android, device or something like that. You have to stay with Apple or you lose your entire music library that you bought. So I'm like, oh, that's what Apple does. That's what Apple. And so this article heading right here that I see that says "I trapped," I'm like, that is dead on, 100% correct. And that's why I don't mess around with. Anyone ever hear of a Zune? That was the Zune was too little, too late. And I told my ex-wife when she wanted that iPod. She wanted an iPod for Christmas. I said, listen, all your music's going to be on your phone. The next phone you get is going to do that. Why do you want to waste money on an iPod? Well, I got her the iPod for Christmas. Does she use it anymore? No. Did she get an iPhone? No. What happened to all her music? She had to buy it again. So she just got, yeah, there you go. Spotify or iHeartRadio, or YouTube. YouTube. When I want to hear music, I just look for it on YouTube. I got it in my car. I got it Bluetooth connected to my car computer system, a stereo and everything, and I just bring up the song. I make a playlist on YouTube. And there's sometimes commercials in between, but, I skip them or whatever. It's no big deal. Listen to a lot of, there's audiobooks on YouTube also. I listen to a lot of those while I'm driving. Spam Risk. Latest book I listened to was Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I kept hearing about it. And I'm like, oh, look! The audiobook's on YouTube. Robert Kiyosaki, you're awesome. There weren't even any commercials. It was not monetized. He just wants, it does, I guess, whoever the guy is, his channel that read the book, it boosts his, stats and whatnot, but he wants to get his, get it out there. And he's got more books he's written, I guess putting his audiobooks for free on YouTube, it turns people on to Robert Kiyosaki and helps promote his other things that he's got going on right now. He's making money somewhere, somehow, on YouTube and on other platforms. So I got to, while I was driving, a 3-hour audiobook, listen to Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And then he has another one on YouTube, and I think the same guy reads it, and it's called Increasing Your Financial Literacy. So I checked that one out also. But yeah, I pretty much, I do have an iHeartRadio account, and I was listening to that for a while. But they really ultimately want you to pay for a subscription so that you can, and still you don't get to put together your own playlists, really. They sort of put them together for you. So, but my main music platform that I listen to music on and everything else is YouTube. When was the last time you took the bus? Bus. What's a bus? I don't take the bus. I've never taken a bus. Last time I took the train, because I wanted to take my boys on a train ride, and we took the train to Bayside and ate at the Hard Rock Cafe. Only ever been on them. I've never taken a bus. I've only gone for rides on them. They don't look kindly on you taking the bus. Here's one why I don't take the bus is because when you take the bus, sometimes there's penises either drawn or actually whipped out. I have seen too many penises on the bus to ever go back on the train too. To be, but when I took my kids on the train, it was not the hours that it gets bad. But at any rate, flies. It's the biggest kids ran the bus. All right, so. Also, most of the time, I got all my tools and inventory I got to take with me. And then sometimes I got to bring a machine back. And sometimes I got to go a long distance. I don't know what it would cost me to take the bus to do, my job. Whenever I'm driving, it's work. Or from the house to my kids' school to drop them off. What is this? Drew's... not on Canadian buses. It's too cold. Nah, it's just a few things have happened on the bus or on the train that every once in a while you run into a lunatic, and that's just the fact that it's a sort of public space. You're in public with people that are just taking the bus or the train to get out of the heat for a few minutes. Because they're air conditioned, so you go yeah. I take my car, take good care of my car. I can deduct 58 cents per mile on my taxes. Yeah, and for what I get actually is mileage reimbursement, and I don't have to pay tax on that because it's a reimbursement check. It's not a paycheck. But that's, the government allows 58 cents a mile. I'd rather drive or ride buses, etc. Stink and too slow. I'll take the bus, thank you. So I believe I did listen to Rich Dad Poor Dad in on one trip. I was going up an hour and 15 minutes, and then on the way back I was in traffic, so it ended up being that day a total of about 3 hours driving. I was able to get through the whole Rich Dad Poor Dad. I would recommend that if you guys haven't read it, or if you got time to listen to an audiobook, look for Rich Dad Poor Dad on YouTube. It's free. It's a free audiobook. It's on YouTube. You guys, if you guys don't like Robert Kiyosaki after that, I can't help you. Oh, look at these. I got a bunch of these pennies. They all look like shit, though. These pennies were actually made out of a high content of copper that they changed after that year, 1914. They don't make the same ring when you flip them. Oh, there's the Silver Eagle, 2021 Silver Eagle. Oh, that's the bullion coin, though. The one I got is slightly better than the bullion. It's certified not perfect. It's certified imperfect. It's a certified coin, but it wasn't certified perfect. It was, yeah. If you've seen a red ball on the back, I'll say, oh, Walt Disney. Historians doubt these 21 famous people ever existed. Long John Silver. Alright, so I've been through all of those articles there. You can check on Bitcoin one more time. Look at my portfolio. See how it's going down again. Bitcoin. Oh, but look, it's starting to take a turn back up. Let's see what it's doing. No. Oh, but for the week, it looked like it was heading back up. No. It's still on the way down. So today, from this morning, it was do up, and then it's gone down a little bit. But then again, it's been doing these things, you know. It's been going dumpity dump. That's what it does on its way up. So don't get discouraged if it's going down a little bit, and don't bet the rent money, because there's always a chance you could lose. Well, I mean, I guess there is a chance that Bitcoin could go belly up, kaput, and you lose everything. But I don't know, if you put in $100 for fun or whatever you can put in without worrying yourself silly about it, and watch it. It's very entertaining watching this thing. You wouldn't. And the entertaining thing about it is that it's your own money that you put in there. I was thinking of doing a thing like, oh, and by the way, the merch giveaway fund is there. It's at $20. It's sitting at $20. As soon as it hits 25, I'll give away a Drac mug on the Drac show, the Red Dead show. Evening. Freeze 3322 is still the stream boss at 5,000 hit points. Which coin was nicknamed known as the booby coin? I don't know. The booby coin? I don't know. Let me see. Let me not search for boobies on my stream. The booby coin. What's it? The President Trump? Honestly, the first thing that came up is I say shop the booby coin. The first one to come up was the President Trump round. Let me see if Standing Liberty Quarter, 1917 type Standing Liberty Quarter. I dubbed these the booby coins when my father showed me the one when I was young. Standing Liberty. Let me see. Let me look at the Standing Liberty coin. All right. Here's a Standing Liberty coin on eBay. Let me bring it over here. Get in the thing. Wow. It's worth $4,495, or that's the price I see her on eBay for it. Let me see if I can find a better one that shows Standing Liberty a little bit better. That's a little less okay. I see she's wearing a what do you call it? A thing. So she's not naked. It looks like chainmail or something. Up there you can see it even closer. But it looks like that thing, that sash she's wearing or whatever, is hanging down and her boobies are showing, I guess. And if you got a quarter that's worn off, to where it's smooth up there, it looks like yeah, she's not wearing anything. So is that the booby coin, Ghost Malone? I want to say an old quarter. I think it was either an old quarter or possibly a dime. Yeah, they make good money, Drac. If you get the right one with the right numbers, it's worth a fair bit. 1924 Standing Liberty booby coin. Oh, what's this way? Oh, these are those articles I found that... I'm not going to look at the articles. Spaceports. We covered the spaceports. Oh, my buffalo round that's coming. Pat Morita, catch a fly. Bizarre things the government could do. Dogecoin. Looks like Dogecoin is taking a dive also. Oh, it's taking a worse dive than Bitcoin is at this point. Huh? As one day. Looks like it stopped falling for now. Is it trending upwards? It looks like it might be trending back up now. I'll check again in a few minutes, see what it's doing. But this is fun to do. I'm watching my $200 portfolio. It was up at 206 this morning when I got up. Now it's back down to 204 because my Bitcoin's at 101. Is my Dogecoin down at $15? Yeah, it went down again. I'll put in 20 originally. It was up at 16 something the other day. Well, Tesla's coming up. Look at this. Take a look at Tesla real quick. Tesla's back up. I'd say Tesla's probably at this point a little bit safer than other things, but like I say, you never know what's going to happen. But Tesla is going up. It's creeping back up. It's taken a couple weeks. It doesn't move as fast as Bitcoin, but yeah, when I was looking at it, I looked at this. I looked at the month. I bought it like in here somewhere. I bought it. And now, so I made a little bit of money. If I had put more money on Tesla, I would have made more money. more than I have off of Bitcoin so far. Looks like Bitcoin's still creeping back up. I can't wait for my silver to get here. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I went and I had a little bit more money, so I bought some more. And right now, these silver buffaloes, the U.S. Gold Bureau is paying $27.88 for them. Let's see what the conversation's doing. We had a coin in the UK years ago, but my time called the through penny bit, kind of hexagon shaped, a bit like today's 50 pence piece. Through penny? Did it have a hole in it? Is that why they called it a through penny? Here's your 9 pence. I feel happy. So I'm gonna maybe do some more editing on my if nothing comes in yet, just waiting on parts. I'll maybe do some more editing on my my live stream highlights from the day of the dog that I'm calling it. That day that that evening that I witnessed the tragic events unfold on Red Dead Online. And I determined that Rockstar is evil. Old English money was weird. Oh, look at this. It is heading back up. Look, it's at 39, 30, 18, 41, 38. The old 10-pound notes were huge. Here we go with the tea bag.
Oh my God, you don't understand. He teabagged me. How could you be he teabagged. I feel dirty. I need to
That's what Bitcoin's doing. It's teabagging me. It's doop, doop, doop. If anybody's interested, if you sign up for Robinhood, you get a free stock. You don't even have to put any money in your account. If I step away from Bitcoin for a second, look at my portfolio. I got this stock called UBX. It was worth like about... Right, click there. Show me UBX. Show you the week. This doesn't show where I bought it, but it had been trending downwards, and I got it like right in here somewhere. And it's up a little bit. So you see here, my total return is 0.468 because I didn't pay anything for the stock. They gave it to me for free. So basically, if you sign up for Robinhood, you get a free stock to start with. You don't have to put any of your own money in to begin with. You could get a stock that's worth up to like $150 or something. Robinhood, don't they trade tights? We're men in tights. We roam around the forest looking for fights. So if you look in the description of the stream or the video you're looking at, you'll find a link that says click here to get started with Robinhood. And so what you do is you click on that, and you sign up for a Robinhood account, and they will give you a free stock. You can turn around, you can sell that stock, and then you can invest it in Bitcoin, and you can watch this. You can play this game with me where we sit here going, yes, yes, no, no. But yeah, I put some of my own money into it, but you don't have to just to open it. You don't have to put any money in, and you get a free stock. And what if you use my link, the best part is that when you use my link to open your Robinhood account, I get a free stock as well. So if like a bunch of you guys start open Robinhoods and get your free stock, I will get a free stock for each one of you that uses my link. So that's another way you can help support my channel without spending any money of your own. Also, if you sign up for if you do want something that's a little more stable, and you want to read up on exchange traded funds, there's another one called Acorns, and there's a link down there for that too. If you want to put some money into something that'll grow your investment over time, use my link for Acorns, and I will get $5 when you sign up. You will get $5. I'll get $5. Do you ever do stocks and shares, Drac? What? Do you ever do stocks and shares? I'm not sure what you're asking me. There's some. Do I do trades on here? I will eventually trade my Bitcoin. I'll sell it once I've decided it's at a point where I've made some money and I wanna pocket it. I'm not sure what you mean by shares. I have shares.
Stretch.
Basically this Unity Biotechnology, they gave me 1 share of Unity Biotechnology. I have 1.07 shares of this Goldman Sachs physical gold ETF. I have 0.205 shares of this real estate ETF, 0.03478 shares of Tesla, 1 share of UBX, 47 shares of Dogecoin, and 0.0025 shares of Bitcoin. Sounded like apples and pears up the stairs. No, it's not slang, it's not slang, sweetie. That sounds like slang, Ghost Malone. But I can show you the different investment classes they have on Robinhood. Okay, I'm already in my portfolio. They got all this news down here, this news feed for you to read up on things here. Let me pull it over to the side and look and find messages, account. Now I'm trying to find the page that I was looking at. Ah, here we go. Account. Let me make sure there's nothing on here that Okay, so on Robinhood there's stocks and options, cryptocurrencies, Stocks and options. But there's no commodities. And I'm not set up for options right now. I'm not well versed enough to know how options work. So I'm just going with simple things. And cryptocurrencies work like stocks do, only they're like more like currency exchange. You buy low, sell high, hopefully. And stocks work the same way. Options are different though. And Robinhood doesn't have commodities. I can't buy gold on Robinhood. What I can do... Okay, I think you're asking about commodities. Shares in various things. But yeah, what I meant was like Wall Street, Drac, the exchange market, etc. Are you talking about commodities? Because this is what they do on Wall Street. They buy and sell stocks, shares of. What I'm trying to find out is, are you talking about something different than what I'm doing? What is it that you think that they're doing there that's different than what I'm doing? Are you talking about commodities, them like buying timber or oil or things like that? The exchange market. Yeah, shares of companies. That's what this is. Alright, Ghost Malone, look. Look at my portfolio. Here is Tesla. This is a company. I bought 0.03 shares of Tesla, and I'm watching the price of Tesla going up and down. And if it goes high enough and I decide I want to sell, I can sell my shares of companies. That's called stocks. That's what I'm doing. If you join Robinhood, you can buy and sell stocks and companies. If I bought Tesla, if I want to sell my Tesla, I click here, and I put in the amount of dollars that I want to sell. I've got 21.56. I can try to do that, but there's like a percentage different. So I can easily just go and sell $20 worth of Tesla right now. I see. Yeah, I can sell it. I bought it, and I can sell it. My shares of Tesla. I can change this to shares, and the market price for my shares is this much, and I have 0.034782 shares, and so I can sell all my shares. I can click here to sell all. And I can sell my shares in my fraction of a share in Tesla. I'm waiting for Ghost Malone to take all this in, that we can do what Wall Street does. Or if you still have questions. So you're gonna invest in orange juice and corner the market? No. Like Mortimer? Alright. That was such a funny old movie. No, I don't know that one. Corner the market in orange juice? Let's see. Let me see here. Dole. We were unable to find any search results for Dole. Alright, let me see if I can find the ticker symbol for Dole. Google Dole ticker symbol. I'm going on Google right now and looking for the ticker symbol for the company Dole Food Company. NYSE. NYSE. First Trust NYC. Oh no, it's not showing here. These are, you can't. I guess so. There's some things you can't trade in on. There's some stocks we can't do on Robinhood, I guess. Let me try making them NYSE. Google doesn't seem to want to answer this question. Can I buy S&P 500? So you asked about orange juice, so I'm looking for, I know that Dole is a company that makes orange juice and pineapple juice and other juices, and I'm trying to find them on Robinhood. No, NYSE is New York Stock Exchange. What? All right. The symbol is Dole, D-O-L-E. It should come up under Dole. But I can't find it on Robinhood. They must not have it on there. It only trades on the New York Stock Exchange. I guess they don't trade on Robinhood. The only thing I can figure is it's not offered. And Google has no idea what I'm talking about. Google has no idea how to answer this question. Why I can't buy Dole on Robinhood. Orange juice. Nope. Nope. I'd imagine that would be a commodity. But I would suspect you could invest in the company. A company that makes orange juice, like Dole, but Trading Places starred Eddie Murphy. Yes, it did. Oh, is that the movie you're talking about? Trading Places? Was it Dan Aykroyd was in that with Eddie Murphy? So I don't know, Ghost Malone. If I answered your questions, are you? The whole purpose of Robinhood and apps like this is so that you can do what they do on Wall Street from an app on your phone. You can buy. What was keeping people from doing it before was how much money you had to come up with to start with. But what these apps did, it made it possible for you to start with a small amount of money. And the app does all of the calculations for you and all of that stuff that stockbrokers would do. So you can take your $200 like I have, or $100 or whatever you want to start with. Yes, Drac, thank you, man. Awesome. So you can start with, you put $100, $20 or whatever, and buy fractions of shares of a company and watch the ticker just like they do on Wall Street, and trade in much smaller increments of money. You can also trade in larger increments of money on your... the thing is I think there's some sort of... I'm not sure what it is, but they said it's like 50 cents a trade, which is why it doesn't make any sense to trade unless you've made over a certain amount of money. But there's like fees, government regulation fees or something. But they said it ended up being like less than 50 cents a trade. But Robinhood doesn't charge a commission for the trade. But there's like other apps that'll charge a commission for the trading. But yeah. The whole purpose behind Robinhood was to make it possible for folks like you and me to do what Wall Street's doing, which is why I'm doing it and I'm showing everybody. I'm not giving you... I'm not saying, hey, you should do this. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. And if you feel like you want to try it, use my link. And don't bet your rent money. That looks like Bitcoin's on its way back up again. There's these little corrections it does over time that I guess it didn't have the data quite right for an hour ago or something. Once trades are finally gone through, it corrects. So you can see the line going doo 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 as we're looking at it. So, alright. I think I'm done for now for the morning show. I got things I want to do. I'm going to do some editing, get something to eat. It's past lunchtime. Yeah, do some editing, get something to eat, maybe watch some TV. Check my messages again and make sure I didn't miss anything, but nothing's come in. So I'm just sitting here with nothing to do today. But I do have work lined up, so I'm not really that worried. Work could come in. I got work lined up. As soon as the part's here, I get it done. I get paid. I will see you guys. Well, that's all, folks. Y'all come back now, you hear? Thanks, everybody, for coming out and watching the show. The morning show with Drac Solo. If you guys want to help support my channel, smash that like button, subscribe, and share my videos on your social media. If you're interested in Robinhood or any of the other things, Acorns, there's links in the description. Oh, my merch store. There's a link to my merch store down there also. You can get a Drac mug like the one you see there. I'm gonna be on later today, definitely tonight, playing Red Dead. I may play something else a little earlier, some video games, to my video games, gaming on my gaming channel. Imagine that. I'll see you guys then. Till then, happy hunting and yee-haw!